Hello everybody, just a little bit about coronavirus from Dr. Ez here, the COVID-19 version of the coronavirus, which looks like 5G really does have a lot of influence on it. And I am an advanced form of immunologist, as was my father, and a physiologist. Cellular physiology is the basis of all physiology. My father discovered the sodium-potassium pump, which is the engine of the cells. It takes glucose and oxygen to make ATP in the mitochondria, which is really like the fuel injector, because that ATP is pure energy for the cell. It turns on the actual engine, the sodium-potassium pump, that generates the actual power for your eyes to see, your heart to beat, for all the cells to have power to do what they do. The 5G actually resonates with the frequency of oxygen, causing electrons to spin really fast, disrupts the hemoglobin's ability to uptake it. A bunch of different things occur from when you mess around with electrical frequencies that we've never done before. Anyway, I just want to give a little bit of a heads up on what's really been happening, all of the real study of the real cases. What it is it's taking fears, evidently, and bringing them to the surface. So whatever you're seeing happen with government leaders, obviously they're in fear. Within the scientific community that's in fear, most of them are having people chase their tails with strategies that don't work, that aren't really addressing the underlying cause, that are looking at the after effects, not what's actually led to that, like looking at the symptoms of things instead of what was actual cause, what we would need to be doing to prevent those things from happening. So that's the vast majority of what I see happening. And first of all, we need to be the masters of our own hearts and our own minds. I'll be doing some live broadcasts in a couple weeks. There's a show happening that was supposed to be an expo, San Diego. It's turned into a live broadcast where it looks like I'm one of the stars of the show there. That's going to be live broadcasts where I'm going to go into more depth on some of the things that I produced. And my father, what he did, he was nominated for Nobel Prizes before he died. I was helping zero convert HIV back in the middle of the big AIDS scare in 1993, 94, back when top medical minds were saying it was impossible, absolutely impossible. I was doing it. It actually attacks the lymphocytes, and I've been a lymphologist. My father pioneered the type of lymphology, not just the type that deals with swelling, with lymphedema, which is basically what everybody else was doing with lymphology. With what we're dealing with is mostly what our focus has been is the biggest killers: cancer, heart disease, of course infectious things. The lymphocytes are the very best fighters the body has in any case, and they're made up of white blood cells, and they can automatically create the antibodies for anything that's not supposed to be there. They say there's one rumor that this COVID-19 has the shell of HIV. If that's true, what HIV would do is it actually use the lymphocytes as its host to help transport itself throughout the body without being detected. And I doubt people who are spreading this rumor know anything about what they're talking about. But even if it is the case, those lymphocytes, they themselves go under rigorous training and testing to make sure that they're healthy and behaving the way that they're supposed to. If they're not themselves behaving the way they're supposed to as they go through the checkpoints, which are the lymph nodes, where there's high concentrations of lymphocytes that even test each other, if they're not acting right, they themselves are eliminated. And if they find anything that's not supposed to be there, if their life processes are on, they can divide up into like 9 white blood cells and eat it right up. They literally accelerate their life process and shoot out superoxide from the oxygen. It's oxygen missing an electron. And it's important that they have that ability. That's what dissolves cancer cells. We've seen video footage of that for many years, and now we know more about it today. But then they're supposed to shoot out the superoxide dismutase that can take 1 million of those superoxide molecules per second and reconvert them back to oxygen. If we all did that with 100% efficiency, we wouldn't even need to breathe anymore as far as oxygen goes, if we were 100% efficient, not wasting any oxygen. And that's why the single cell of a chicken egg which is a stem cell, doesn't need any external source of oxygen. You won't hear anybody else in the world even talking this way. At least I was the first that I know of to even speak that way about a chicken egg. And I like to talk about increasing efficiency, like back to what we were when we were young. And actually, if you regenerate faster than you degenerate, if you have your genes expressed as you were when you're young, I believe we can grow younger. So anyway, will you grow young with me? Hopefully we'll see you. Keep your eye out. I'll be doing some more Facebook Lives, such as this one. I recommend you go to ZeroDisease.com. There is home study materials there, like the power plant technology, Discover Your Power Plants, the series. That's one of the things that the clients that I was teaching back in 1993 and 94, that's one of the things that helped them, is just by turning on the main energy centers in their body. It is important if you're healthy, because whatever's going on, in any case, whatever it really is, 5G or whatever, it is taking out the weakest. It's like we're going through a cleanse, so you guys have a good one.